People often ask me how I became so fascinated with holograms. It all goes back to 1979. My friend Sully and I had driven to Valhalla, New Jersey with our dorm's resident hippie wannabe, Edna, and his friend Oz from the UMass debate team who grew up in Valhalla. Edna happened to be president of the UMass debate team, which made him the number one UMass debater. On the drive home, we were heading up the New Jersey Turnpike when we heard on the radio that there was going to be a Yippee smoke-in Washington Square Park. According to the broadcast, Abby Hoffman was expected to make an appearance. At the time, he was living underground as a fugitive, so that immediately got our attention. Well, that sounded like something we definitely didn't want to miss. Instead of heading back to Amherst, we drove straight into New York City, found a place to park, and made our way to Washington Square Park. The place was absolutely packed. People were openly passing joints around while police officers stood nearby, mostly just observing. Everywhere you looked, people were wearing Abby Hoffman masks, waiting for him to appear. As I remember it, hippie extraordinaire, Wavy Gravy, was on stage speaking to the crowd. Then things got interesting. Standing next to us were a few guys shouting that Abby Hoffman was an FBI informant. Wavy Gravy heard the commotion, pointed in our direction, and yelled, "Get those guys!" Suddenly, hundreds of heads turned our way. Whether they were actually after the hecklers or we were just caught in the middle of the confusion, we weren't about to stick around long enough to find out. We took off running. As we hurried through the village, we ducked into a little boutique, Let There Be Neon. And that unexpected detour changed my life. Inside were incredible works of neon art, unlike anything I had ever seen. But what completely stopped me in my tracks were these amazing things called holograms. I had never seen anything like them. They looked completely three-dimensional. As you moved your head from side to side, the images seemed to move with you. One hologram was of an attractive young woman. As you shifted your position, she appeared to turn toward you and give you an air kiss. Another hologram was definitely intended for adults. I was absolutely blown away. It honestly felt like I was looking into the future. For years afterwards, Sully and I would occasionally talk about that day. We both wondered, whatever happened to holograms? Back then, we were convinced they were going to become the next big thing, but somehow they never really did. At least, not the way we imagined. Fast forward to today. With today's display technology, digital projection, artificial intelligence, and interactive software, I believe the world is finally catching up to what I saw in that little shop back in 1979. That's one of the reasons I'm so passionate about creating life-size interactive holograms for museums, schools, businesses, and entertainment. Looking back, it's amazing to think that if we had simply driven straight back to Amherst that day, I might never have discovered the technology that would inspire me for the next 45 years.